everyone, welcome to a LEGO Star Wars set review. Tim, look at set number 75357, the Ghost and Phantom 2. This set contains 1,394 pieces, contains a total of 5 minifigures, and released officially on September 1st of 2023, and is classified as an Ahsoka series set rather than Rebels, but that doesn't really matter. Let's jump into this review. So, can I just say, this thing is much bigger than I was expecting it to be, but also smaller, if that makes sense. Like, it's big, don't get me wrong, but it's also small. I don't have the original Ghost to compare this to in terms of size comparison. I mean, have you looked at resale prices these days? So, yeah, this is definitely a much more affordable option for LEGO to release nowadays, and I'm so glad that it had a I think it was like a 2-episode cameo in the Ahsoka series, which was, I guess, enough for LEGO to be like, yeah, demand for this isn't enough. We actually need this to appear in a project. So glad they made this for $200. Man, I'm actually quite impressed with what we got here. It's a pretty hefty ship. You know, it does require 2 hands to basically fly it around. It definitely feels like with the weight alone, it's worth your money. But let's go over the features. I'll try my best to show off everything. If I forget something, apologies in advance. So one thing that is pretty cool, that is different from the first Ghost, is the first Ghost didn't come with one of the attachable ships. Now, this is based off the Ahsoka series, so it makes sense that it has the Phantom 2. So basically you can remove this, and that was a staple with the original Ghost. However, the Phantom 1 and 2 were sold separately and much larger. This one's more into scale with the Ghost, which I guess makes sense, and the way it connects is almost seamless. I like that, honestly. It is quite a sturdy connection. Like, once you put it on there, you have to actually use some force to get it off. So that's via the connection at the back right here, which has a jumper as well as an axle connection. So you can see how those kind of align there, kind of thing. So that's great, all fine and dandy. But taking a closer look at the Phantom build, like I mentioned, it's very tiny. There is a lot of stickers in this set, so basically every detail you see, I think with the exception of the front of the Ghost, everything is just a stickered element. But anywho, that's fine. It's a big set, whatever. Flipping this open, you can see the instructions tell you to put Jason Syndulla in there, and he fits quite nicely. And he just kind of sits in there using gravity. Nothing wrong with that. And no internal cockpit features. I mean, I guess there's this, if you remove the windshield piece there, which, cool. But the only other feature with this really is at the back. You can see there's a little compartment which you can flip open, and inside is a pair of micro binoculars as well. I got mine kind of jammed in there. It's a little stuck. A silver blaster piece, and those fit in there quite nicely. And I guess while we're on the topic of this, it's worth mentioning that on the left side, the build has 2 exposed studs, but the right side has 3 exposed studs. I don't think it says so in the instructions, but I'm going to point it out anyways. If you take the included Chopper minifigure and decapitate him, you could attach his head onto the side right there to make it look like he's assisting you on your travels with the Phantom. So I like that. It's a nice little detail that you kind of have to figure out, and I like it. It's cool. So not really much else to say about this, so let's move on to the Ghost again. So I'm going to mention the biggest annoyance play feature, but could also be the coolest to some people right away, because this could accidentally fire in my face. So anywho, on the bottom, there are 2 spring-loaded shooters, and you can see how far those load back. There is a Technic beam on the bottom here. It's kind of cool how they execute this. Actually, I might just shoot it to the side here. They have a little cannon at the front, and the whole way that this mechanism works, it's a little hard to grip to show you guys, but basically, if you tilt it the one way, so let's tilt it down, or I guess to the right, the left laser shoots. We tilt it to the right, and the right laser shoots. Kind of weird how that works, but it's a nice play feature nonetheless. I think I might have lost one of those spring-loaded shooters, but whatever. Just wanted to mention that and get that out of the way. I guess you can have a look at what the bottom of the ship looks like. It's got some landing gear. It does have some gaps, but it's not really an issue for me because with where I've displayed this for the while that I've had it built, it's not really that noticeable. Like, honestly, you're gonna have it displayed something like that and you can't really tell, so I'm not gonna nitpick over something like that because, again, generally you're not gonna see something like that, and that's fine by me. But yeah, detailing on this, really great. Lots of stickers. It's fine by me. I get it. But yeah, you do have a little bubble turret at the top there. Unfortunately, I think with this version, you can only move the gun turret up and down. And I think on the older version, you can move it side to side. That's because if you flip the bubble up, you could fit a singular minifigure. Now, thankfully, because this whole compartment is removable, you can see how that is executed. You just take your minifigure, plop it in there, and just let gravity do the rest of the work. And you're just kind of there in the bubble. And speaking of the fact that this is removable, there you go, there's the underside. But yeah, once you remove that, you can have a better look at the interior. And I'm trying my best here to show off what that interior looks like. But you can see on the corners here, you got like a little airlock warning sign on the sides there. And that is for both sides. You do have a little sink going on. I think if I remove this little compartment for you guys, it's supposed to stay put, but whatever. You can see there is a sink as well as a crate, and inside the crate is a little fruit that I think is supposed to represent a Meilu run, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure. It's been a while since I've seen Rebels and the Ahsoka series, but anywho. Okay, now that I've fixed that, basically, there is a lot of empty space. Like, there's also a terminal on the corner here. I don't really want to take apart that, but just trust me, there is the casual printed slope there that just is a terminal, I guess. And then you do have two jumpers to fit Chopper in the middle there. So that's strictly what that's for. And then on the back side, you can see there are some steps to lead up to the cockpit where you can put Hera. And removing Hera, you can see she's got a little bit of a fighting, driving area. I'm at a loss for words of the second, my bad. But yeah, that fits one minifigure, a little bit of a tight compartment, and I get it. It's a play scale ship. I mean, does the bare minimum. Anywho, I guess before we move on, we should probably talk about how the top half really connects. If you guys saw earlier, it was kind of coming off a little bit, and that is just due to the fact that it just kind of sits there. Like, it doesn't really connect anything sturdy enough. Like, it connects to some studs at the back. So, like, those studs right there connect to the things at the here, and that kind of hold it in place for the majority of it. But yeah, it's a pretty loose connection. Like, you can see right there where it's being held together. So just somehow keeping this on in the front part probably would have gone a long way, because if you're gonna flip this upside down, I'm pretty sure it'll do just fine. Well, yeah, I guess it does just fine. Just don't shake it or wobble it too much. It'll be fine. But anywho, moving on to the front, this is the only printed piece, I believe, in the whole set, is this front cockpit piece. And you could actually remove this whole section like so. Where's the minifigure? Well, you turn it around, boom, there's a little turret section for your minifigure, and there are some sticker details in there. Those stickers were a pain. Out of this entire build, I think those stickers were my least favorite to apply. It is what it is. Anywho, flipping the bubble down, you can see that it uses an Inquisitor lightsaber hilt, which pulls off this really well. I don't know if I've seen Inquisitor hilts used for anything other than being used for Inquisitor lightsaber hilts. So it's pretty cool seeing it used in a build, I won't lie. And then, yeah, once you're done, you've removed the figure or whatever, you could just attach these clips to those ratchet joint clips right there. Make sure you align this yellow thing to these yellow things, because it is the turret thing that we demonstrated that shoots off the spring-loaded shooters. But yeah, just align those, and you should hear a little soft click to tell you that it's all put back in place. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot else to discuss about this build. I could go on and on about the details of this, but let's move on to the minifigures, because I'm sure, like me, you guys want to hear all about it. So let's do that. Okay, so taking a look at the first two minifigures with this set, on the left, we have First Officer Hawkins. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't remember him much from the Ahsoka show. He's kind of a forgettable character to me personally, and same thing goes for this guy over here, who is Lieutenant Beta? Okay. The only thing that makes this guy exclusive right here is the print on his head, as well as the fact that he has different colored hands. Other than that, the torso and the legs are basically the same as the one that was included for the E-Wing pilot with the E-Wing 2-pack set. And then for for Hawkins here, he's cool, I guess. No double-sided facial expression, no weapons. It's okay inclusions, I guess. I mean, gotta fill up the set with some sort of minifigures that are relevant. I'm sure people would have loved Zeb, even though he was in The Mandalorian. Whatever. Moving on. The next two figures, we have Jason and Hera Syndulla. Jason is definitely a highlight for this set, as, you know, it's the first time we're getting a minifigure form. This is based off of the live-action edition, and I know some people might be saying, oh, well, he had, like, green eyes or something like that. I might be misremembering. But in the show, I don't think he did, unless I'm mistaken. So, either way, Lego's not going to pay too close attention, right, to eye color? Right. Yeah, Hera is both these figures are exclusive parts, basically. Torso, head, printed legs, all that fun stuff. I think Jason and Hera have double-sided facial expressions, so removing those hair pieces and turning the figures around. Yes, I am right. So you can see basically what those expressions look like. Not bad. Not bad, I'll admit. It's pretty cool. I do like the vest that Hera's got going on at the back there. And Jason, he's just chilling there. So yeah, not much else to say about these two figures. Let's move on to our final figure with this set, who is none other than Chopper, our favorite war crime committing droid from Star Wars Rebels and the Ahsoka series. Nice that he got an update, but, like, if I'm being honest, let's compare it to the Rebels one. I like the torso on this guy, but the head is definitely a downgrade. Not just with the print, but just, I get they're trying to get that little dish that's on the top of his head, but, like, I prefer the print that was on the Rebels variant. Like, this looks too weird. I was, like, ready to say, just leave it like that. That looks more better of a display for Chopper than having this weird wart on the top of his head. He does have some back printing, so it's good they're keeping a little consistent with what they're doing with R2-D2 for this little guy. I mean, this is a much smaller print, so bravo to Lego for actually doing that. Short legs. I'd like to see them do more short droids like this rather than the usual astromech. This is a pretty cool droid. Yeah, not really much else to say about this guy other than he's definitely a highlight. Just wanted to take a quick moment here to highlight just how many stickers are in this set. You basically get 1 1/4 sticker sheets, so that's a lot of stickers. Anywho, let's have a look at those instructions. All right, now then, you can see this is definitely a thick booklet. Glad they didn't split it up more than in one booklet, but there's a QR code if you want to build a set digitally or get 20 insiders points. Flipping it open, this set had a grand total of 13 bags. So quite a lot. This is definitely a huge set. That wasn't obvious already. The progress bar is Hera and flows pretty well. I think I only messed up during the Technic bits, but that's pretty straightforward. Flipping all the way to the back kind of shows the completed model, how to load and fire these spring-loaded shooters like we showed off earlier. And flipping the page here, it tells you how to attach and disassemble the Ghost as well as the front cockpit area. Boom, completed model, hooray! Advertisements for other summer/fall Star Wars sets, mainly the Ahsoka ones, as well as the Coruscant Guard gunship. Parts listing, it goes on for a total of 3 pages, as well as a win at the back. These are hefty instructions. As for extra parts, this is the whole lot that I got with my copy of this set. Quite a lot. Overall, for a set that retails for 210 Canadian, definitely pick this up. If you're doubting that it's too much, trust me, this is such a long and fun build. I don't really think there's much to nitpick about personally. Like, I've had this for a few months now as the time's recording, and I've loved swooshing it around. I would love for LEGO to tackle this in a UCS form so they can do bigger rooms and just get all those little intricate details that like the UCS Falcon has. I think that would sell really well if they get the right minifigure selection, you know, maybe have a Rebels and an Ahsoka crew going on, something like that. But yeah, in terms of just this set, it's already a must-buy because, I mean, what, you're going to go spend like $1,000 on the original Ghost, and then you got to track down the either version of the Phantom, which is another $200+ Canadian. Yeah, just stick with this one. This one's more worth your money and time, and you get a decent minifigure selection. Like 3 out of the 5 are definitely highlights for me. These 2 I could honestly care less about, but hey, it's helps flesh out the value a little bit, I guess. But yeah, definitely pick this up if you can get it on sale. Even better, but just paying full price, I'd recommend it, honestly. Even though it's definitely a steep price tag at that. Anyway, those are more or less my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys have the original Ghost. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Take care. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.